What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. Today we're for a new Madden 23 realistic rebuild. We're going to go 5 years with realistic college draft classes, and we're going to try and bring a Super Bowl to the Vegas Raiders, a team that has moved on from their former franchise quarterback in Derek Carr and currently hold the 7th overall pick in the 2023 draft. I, like many of you, have probably watched the scouting combine this weekend, and on Saturday, Anthony Richardson, Florida Gator alien, aka quarterback, absolutely put on a show. Most people are assuming that Bryce Young from Alabama and CJ Stroud from Ohio State are going to go top 3 picks. The Raiders sitting at 7 have kind of been like, well, maybe we'll get a veteran quarterback. You know, they originally were like, maybe we'll get Tom Brady. He retired. Maybe we'll get Aaron Rodgers. That's looking kind of less and less likely. So now it's like, you know, are we just going to get Jimmy Garoppolo? That doesn't really move the needle. It seems like a lot of Raider fans are pretty much sold, even before he absolutely showed out at the combine, that Anthony Richardson was going to be their guy. And if you clicked on this video, that is exactly what we are going to do here today. No more Derek Carr. It is time for a new era here in Vegas. And their pieces around him, McDaniels, should be able to develop a quarterback. That's kind of why he keeps getting head coaching jobs. So before we get to the draft, I'm going to show you guys a very quick snippet of what we did in free agency. Spent a little bit of money. We had almost $100 million of salary cap. Got a lot of relief from moving on from Derek Carr. So we brought in a new corner one in Byron Murphy Jr. from the Cardinals, a new right tackle in Terrence Steele from the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to just see if Devin Bush can make the most of a second opportunity in his career as our new starting middle linebacker. Now, on to the 2023 NFL Draft. And on the clock at pick 7 in the 2023 NFL Draft, CJ Stroud is staring them in the face, but again, in the spirit of Al Davis, the alien, Anthony Richardson, 6'4", he's actually 244, 232, selling him short a little bit. Look at this monster, 94 acceleration, 93 speed, 95 throw power, the franchise quarterback the Raiders deserve. Second round, we're going to continue with the trend of Al Davis. We probably could use a nose tackle or safety right now at this spot, but Quentin Johnson, the 6'4", height, weight, speed wide receiver at TCU is still there. Al Davis would have made that pick, so we're making that pick. And looking at our haul here, drafting definitely better than the, at least at face value, than what the Raiders have done in recent memory. So we're kind of here to do lots of draft picks, lots of ammunition, got some great value. 69 corner, Kendre Miller from TCU, 70 in the 7th round. We got Stromberg, 67. We got Carl Brooks out of Bowling Green, really productive. He's going to move to a defensive end for us. He popped with a hidden dev. So one of our best value picks right there. So that's going to be dope to see. JL Skinner, we needed a new starting safety back there alongside Teron Moehrig, and he's going to absolutely do that 6'4", 220, and Al Davis type player. No dev, would have been nice to get a dev, but we're not going to get too greedy here. We saw Quentin Johnson, height, weight, speed, hidden dev wide receiver in the 2nd round, and we have the alien as our new quarterback one. Now it is up to Josh McDaniels to develop Anthony Richardson into the superstar he's destined to be. Year 1 for the Vegas Raiders. Here's how our team is shaping up. We've got a brand new quarterback in Anthony Richardson. Quentin Johnson's got to start on the outside with Avonte Adams. We're going to have Hunter Renfrow in the slot. Landing Terrence Steele at right tackle really helps the offensive line here. The tackles are kind of set. Interior got some upside for sure. Defensively, we are shaped up. I don't get a nose tackle. That was the one spot we couldn't. Keandre Coburn, who was like a day 3 pick for us. 69 overall, he's going to be our starter there at nose tackle. That's kind of a spot we'll look at maybe next year's draft. And you can make the argument, we're going to see if Diablo can make the most of his opportunity alongside Devin Bush. Skinner, as a rookie, is going to start at strong safety. Byron Murphy, our brand new corner one. Excited for him. Hopefully he hits the ground running. But ultimately, it's all about, you know, year 1 expectations. There's got to be some growing pains with Anthony Richardson. I have no idea how he's going to fit in this Raiders scheme, in this Raiders playbook. Let's just sit back and find out and make adjustments accordingly at the end of year 1. At our bye at about the midway point of the season, we've lost 2 in a row. We lost to the Bills and the Chiefs back-to-back, but we've handled business against the other teams. Look at the offense. The #1 offense in the NFL. 2nd in passing, 2nd in rushing. We are rocking all Las Vegas. Is he just that good? That's kind of the answer. Is he just that good? You don't see those numbers with Anthony Richardson unless he gets drafted to the Bucks. Look at Josh Jacobs, leading rusher. We have something special here. We absolutely have caught lightning in a bottle 5-2. Well, we got to finish out the year strong. I've seen teams like this that are pretty good kind of falter a little bit. Got to finish out the year strong, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Looking at our impending free agents, definitely Josh Jacobs needs to get paid here. Let's give him 7 and 7.5, 6 years, $87 million. Come on! Accept it. We'll definitely go back to the table. I think Josh Jacobs, absolutely awesome. You got to make just the argument. We might be able to improve that front three a little bit. Nichols is solid, but maybe we set our aspirations a little bit higher. Even better news, on top of the fact that we got Karl Brooks at a Bowling Green, 3rd round hidden dev, that'll do. That'll do. And when we are talking about our rookie class, that'll do. That'll do. And then if you're on the Raiders, I want to say surprisingly, 12-5. We beat the Chiefs. We split the series with the Chiefs, so we already beat a cheat code. And we get an opportunity to avenge a loss from earlier in the year against the Buffalo Bills. How did we, in a rebuild year, in a year that expectations were like, how did the Raiders playbook OP? Anthony Richardson goes for 5,300 yards, 41 touchdowns. Interceptions, not amazing. You'd like to see those interceptions down a little bit. Shave off 5 at least going into next year, but at least we have something to work on. Run the ball, dominant. Maybe could find a better playbook, but I'm not, as long as he's throwing like that as a passer, and we are not, playing this on a Chiefs or Bucks rebuild, I'm taking that. We're gonna have the new redefined Anthony Richardson. Great year to Josh Jacobs, who got that contract extension hammered out. 1,600 yards, 8 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. Renfro, Quentin Johnson almost hit 1,000 yards for his rookie season. Solid year to Darren Waller, and then you got an additional just 300 yards, 7 touchdowns for Josh Jacobs out the backfield. Offense firing on all cylinders. Divine Diablo. Opportunity there, 139 tackles, 6 TFLs, 2 picks to get off that normal dev trait. Devin Bush over 100 tackles, ridiculous year for Max Crosby, 92 tackles, 18 TFLs, 19.5 sacks, probably going to be fairly high up on the defensive player of the year shortlist. And Byron Murphy Jr., the corner that we targeted it as to come in and be our brand new wide receiver lockdown, corner 1, 6 interceptions, 3 picks from JL Skinner, 3 picks from, you can't ask for a better start. Number 1 offense in the NFL. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. Anthony Richardson at 9. In the AFC, Josh Jacobs is Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year is Max Crosby. We got, Tyler, I don't know. It's probably the interceptions. 18 picks is a lot. Still should have been easily Offensive Rookie of the Year, but we do know 18 picks definitely heavily weighed against our quarterback. Wow. 5,000 yards, 40 plus touchdowns, and you're 9th for, okay. That's pretty disrespectful, if we're being honest. We're keeping it completely honest with everybody, but it is what it is. Maybe because everything else went so right. 2nd in yards, 4th in touchdowns, and he's barely making the short list for Player of the Year. Bizarre. Truly bizarre. One good way to shut up all those doubters is to go and handle your business and beat Josh Allen. Can we beat Josh Allen? And we do, 41-31. Who cares, man? Everyone hates the Raiders for the most part. Let them hate. Wasn't a clean game by Anthony Richardson, but I mean Josh Allen actually played perfect. 2 interceptions. Luckily, we could run the football down their throat. Josh Jacobs, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is getting the game balls. The Raiders move on to the divisional round, and we're going to see who truly is the best team. Splitting the regular season series 1-1 with the Kansas City Chiefs. We know they're a cheat code. We know that it's, you beat the Chiefs, you want to go on and win the Super Bowl. And it was close, man. Absolutely close. I just, I'm terrified. We've had how many rebuilds? That this is year 1. We had one of the best offenses, number 1 offense, number 2 defense. That literally next year we'll be 30th. We could. Damn it! Eagles end up winning the Super Bowl here in year 1 over the Tennessee Titans, but more so focusing on what we got in the building. Josh Jacobs is now an X factor. Anthony Richardson, while the league slept on him, for once Madden actually does something right. Rewards our freakishly good quarterback, and just like that, he is an X factor. I did not know. I think we've done a Raiders rebuild. Did not remember them being this damn good. So that is definitely awesome. Maybe we got a terrific role. Karl Brooks went up to a superstar dev in season. ridiculous value. Byron Murphy up to a superstar dev. Teron Moehrig up to a superstar dev. JL Skinner, the rookie that was a normal, up to a star. Same with Divine Diablo. We did lose a superstar on Chandler Jones. Is what it is. Now he's kind of one of those guys that, like, you know, you probably want to figure out a way to get out of that contract. But luckily enough, Max Crosby is doing enough for the both of them to consider our pass rush very good. So, you know, you hold your head up high. Losing the Kansas City Chiefs. It's kind of what they do. They're just the cheat code. They get you every now and again. Generally speaking, this is as good of a start of a rebuild as you could have possibly imagined. Speaking of, Chandler Jones retires. So we are going to have a massive influx in available spending for this upcoming free agency period. We're over $100 million. Let's go. All the joys of playing on a rookie quarterback contract. We need it center, edge, D-line, and a corner. Able to get our edge here, hopefully, in Rashawn Gary, 26-year-old 90 superstar. Able to get our D-line here, Jeff Simmons, 27-90 with the dev trade. And then throwing in a nice little depth corner there in Cameron Dantzler. Should be able to get all three, and we still have more than enough salary cap space to be able to do damage in the next couple offseasons. Like, this is a perfect rebuild. That's brutal. First round, that's the guy I wanted. Orlando Samuels, like 4.2, 4.27. I wanted to continue the Al Davis trend. God damn it. All right, I'm literally stalling for air here. I probably should just edit this out. But now we're going to go through the trials and tribulations of trying to figure out our draft board after this. Because, I mean, even though we got Cam Dantzler, still could use another corner. God damn it. It's ridiculous how often that happens. So I needed a nose tackle. There's no real nose tackles till a little bit later on. The best looking nose tackle, at least at face values. You know, you got Van Buren there. Leo Winters, probably going to be an option. Need a center. In the best center, like, he looks solid, but it's day 3. An absolute reach here in the first round. So, not a fan. Not a fan of what's going on. And give it the board. I'm going to kick the pick down the road. We're going to trade a first round this year for the Dolphins' first round next year. In the second round, we will draft our center, Archemius Wolf. Awesome name. And he has a dev trade. Brand new starting center here for the Raiders. Next pick, let's get a nose tackle. We'll get out of the draft. The third round, 335 pounds out of Colorado. Like to see maybe a little bit more reps in the bench press, but a hidden dev nose tackle for the Raiders, Leo Winters. Take a look at our draft recap for trading out of the first round, still ending with 370 players is outstanding. Wolf and Winters were clearly, you know, who we want to target there. Then in the fourth round, we got Cam Cummings, 71. Good, you know, height, weight, speed a little bit on the outside, which, you know, it's always kind of fitting, but I need to go see. I got sniped, was the Broncos for a corner. This is who I want. 77, just, I mean, let's just see a start of here, people. 77, 95 speed, 97 acceleration, and I hate my life. How? This would have been perfect. This is the first obstacle that we've had outside of losing to the Chiefs or playing the Chiefs in the playoffs. This guy should have been a Raider. Now we got to go up against him twice a year. Year 2 for the Raiders. Just honestly, this year I'm waiting for the shoe to drop and us to be just completely mid. But at least we were able to find a brand new center with a very high upside in Wolf here, 73 with a hidden dev. And on the defensive side, we're going to get a brand new starter at nose tackle in Winters to pair with Jeff Simmons, who's coming over from the Titans. Rashawn Gary coming over from the Packers and should offer a lot more than what we got out of Chandler Jones last season. And honestly, he's probably even cheaper than what we were paying Chandler Jones last season. So expectations. Number 1 defense, number 1 offense, number 2 defense last year. Just don't be in the Reds. For the love of God, be top 10 in both. Please, give me some form of consistency here in the sim. Is that too much to ask? Well, our defense took a massive step back, but if we had to be honest, this time last year, we were at 5 wins. We're only at 4, so we're not too far off, and our offense is still playing at a ridiculously high level. So for that, I'm happy. Do we have any cool upgrades here to show off? Yeah, not really. It's in the secondary. Good for Murphy and Skinner. Let's take a look at our contracts here. We still have plenty of salary cap space to be working with, and I don't think we have any huge free agents that we have to worry about signing. Definitely want to keep Divine Diablo. Nice little developmental player, plus that's a very reasonable contract, so we'll get him signed in and still hope his best football is ahead of him. Moehrig, another guy. Absolutely. Here's 4 years. He also wants to buy in. I love seeing all the green bars here. That's what you want to see. We got Renfro. honestly, like, he's one of those guys that I wasn't too sure, but he's only looking for a 2-year deal. Easy. We're laughing at it. Now, Nate Hobbs, not overly interested in running it back, which, let's see what happens. We go 5 years. He wants more. We might need to move on from Nate Hobbs. That's replaceable. He's solid, but he's also replaceable. And if you're going to play hardball with a team that's a juggernaut in your defense, you're on that defense that's sucking ass. I don't know if you're on the side of the table to play hardball like that. So we might have to find a new starting corner this upcoming offseason. And at the end of year 2, very competitive AFC West. We're 3rd place, but 11-6, I'll take it. Considering the trajectory that we're on, I expect us to be able to maintain the level of our team better than the Chiefs and the Chargers. So, because we don't have a $200 million quarterback we have to worry about. Anthony Richardson, top 3 for the passing leaders. Another season where Josh Jacobs is dominating. Anthony Richardson cut down on the interceptions as well. Maybe he'll get a little bit more respect for the yearly awards, but that is outstanding, man. Absolutely outstanding. Josh Jacobs, ridiculous numbers. I'm just going to ignore the fact Anthony Richardson is not running. It's fine. Doesn't need to. His arm talent's all there. 1,400 yards, 12 tutties. Devontae, 1,004 for Renfro, 9-7 for Waller. Quentin Johnson's been a nice role player. Josh Jacobs, a lot of production. I mean, he might be honestly be the MVP this year. Josh Jacobs. $150 for Devin Bush, over 100 for Diablo. Solid year from Max Crosby, who's our leading tackle. We got surpassed by Jeff Simmons, which is a great return on investment. I will say, however, Rashawn Gary got paid $120 million, just didn't play. Interesting. So interesting. I'm going to assume from our depth chart, Carl Brooks somehow was our sub pass rusher. 6 picks last year, 5 for Byron Murphy. Probably, I don't know. I maybe shame on me for assuming Rashawn Gary would be starting on that sub. We'll double check that in just 1 second. MVP Anthony Richardson at 8. Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Jacobs, copy and paste from a year ago. We have Josh Jacobs, running back of the year. Devontae Adams, wide receiver of the year. Daniel Carlson, kicker of the year. Let me just go check the depth chart there. Because, I mean, the production was fine. You know, if you put those stats, 9 sacks, whatever TFLs on Rashawn Gary after we paid him, I'd be fine. Look, so we had... Okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need... this is my bad then, I guess. Everything was going so well, I didn't even think I had to double check. We're going to have Max Crosby, Jeff Simmons, Rashawn Gary. That's how I kind of want this to work. Carl Brooks is kind of bonus. He's on a rookie 3rd-round contract. Anything that he can get is better, but we got to get the guys who are getting paid the big-time bucks on the field predominantly. So I'll change that up ahead of our playoff game. So I kind of want it to look like this, and hopefully this is what will be an added boost, because we weren't rocking that for the regular season. That'll be our added boost here for the playoffs. Open up in the wild card round against Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. No chance. 35-21. Back-to-back seasons that Anthony Richardson has proved he can get dubs in the playoffs. Very good. But, you know, kind of going, you'd love to see the no interception, but almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. You're laughing with that. Now, we actually have an opportunity to not play the Kansas City Chiefs before the championship game. We have the Bengals. Bengals are good, but they're not as good as Kansas City, so we should feel a little bit more optimistic about our chances. Holy shit, 45 points. Anthony Richardson and the Oakland... Oh, I knew it was going to come. I knew it was going to come. And this game wasn't even close. They scored all their points in garbage time. Anthony Richardson and the Vegas Raiders offense, just an absolute juggernaut. 300 yards through the air, didn't turn the ball over, dominated on the ground, 188 yards, 5 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, good God, sir. You are a sim god. Please don't let this be a loss. Just, don't have to win the Super Bowl. Just don't let me lose to them every year in the playoffs. Oh, we got him! 31-24. I'll tell you right now, before we do this, we're going full 5 years because I'm just an Anthony Richardson stan. Even if we win this, I'm not going to cut it short. Anthony Richardson, outstanding. Josh Jacobs, continue to do the damn thing. Obviously, in a perfect world, we'd have Anthony Richardson running the football a little bit more. But again, it's a fantasy rebuild. Let's just let him keep doing his thing through the air. What if Anthony Richardson just purely got by on his arm talent? You'd love to see that. He would love to see that. So now we are here in the Super Bowl year 2. It is a California Super Bowl. Let's see what Anthony Richardson can do in his second season, his sophomore season in the biggest stage of them all. Year 2 of 5 rebuild, and we are in the Super Bowl. It is the Raiders. It is the Niners. Probably a lot of police presence. But not for the Raiders. Holy shit, we gotta wake up here. Opening drive, we settled. I probably should have came in there. I don't want to have too much influence. It's only year 2. But you never know if we're going to make it here again. And we've settled for nothing but field goals against... Let's come in here. 3rd and 10. Help them out, man. Give them some juice. Maybe you take a shot for the end zone here. We'll go stick. I think that's going to be Darren Waller on the... Johnston, the rookie at a TCU. Oh, my God. He got jammed up. That was outstanding coverage on the outside at the line of scrimmage by whoever the corner was. Drake Jackson gets in. Trey Lance getting the crowd into it. Come on, man. Give me at least an opportunity here. Show off the cannon. Need a touchdown here this drive before the game gets away from us. Johnson, Renfro, Devontae. Oh, we got him. Just make that read. Hit it and run. Hit it and run. You're so fast. 6'4", 93 speed or something crazy like that. Quentin Johnston takes that to the house, and it's a 3-point game. Come on, defense. No, the defense took a massive step back this year, but we can do it. And we get the touchdown, 1-point lead in the 4th quarter. Need to rely on a makeshift defense. We get the turnover. We are killing this game off. Red zone, 3rd down, touchdown, 8 points. And, of course, you know they're going to get the 2-point because Madden scripted. We have an opportunity to put this game away. One of the best kickers in the NFL, Daniel Carlson, is probably in the 40s. And year 2, Anthony Richardson, a Super Bowl winner. He can't believe it. 2 years ago, he's like, I don't even have a freaking quarterback coach at the University of Florida. I got Billy Napier trying to drag the Florida Gators down to the Sun Belt level. And then 2 years later, goes under the tutelage of Josh McDaniels. Maybe even better work than what he did with Tom Brady in New England. And Anthony Richardson is a Super Bowl champion. We are playing with absolute house money for the remaining 3 years of this rebuild. I'm not going to cut it short. Again, I want to see if we can build a dynasty here. That is maybe my Gator bias showing through here just a little bit. But that is simply outstanding. Just imagine. Imagine if we could do this. That would be absolutely absurd. And it could happen. You never know, man. The Raiders have a lot in place. Anthony Richardson's going to need a great support system wherever he gets drafted. And that support needs to be talented around him. And the Raiders have just that. Is it only going to be 2 years? Probably not. Well, this is one way to start off an epic rebuild. We got 3 more years to try to run it back. Let's see how we respond. Looking at our roster as Super Bowl champion, Wolf Soup. We got drafted as superstar center. Archebius Wolf, one of the best names I've ever drafted. Hidden Dev ends up being superstar. Okay, keep an eye on that one. If you ever see Archebius Wolf in your draft class, someone with an obscure name like that, draft him right away. No one else went up or down a dev trait, which I will take. On the defensive side, Rashawn Gary just somehow a botch on my part. Didn't have him playing. Lost his superstar, which sucks because we paid a lot and we paid almost, an added premium for that superstar dev trait. But still, generally speaking, very, very happy with the standing of my team going into year 3 as defending Super Bowl champions. And we have actually a nice upgrade to spend here for Anthony Richardson. You can't really go. It's such a good name, though, AR-15. Well, we can't call it, see guns and shit like that. But just what a player, man. What a player. Going into free agency, needed a corner to replace Nate Hobbs, and oddly enough, he's the best-looking corner on the market. So I think we're going to keep that $49 million, and we're going to hope to find a starting corner. We would have had a superstar corner if he didn't go a pick before us last year in the draft. Hopefully the same rings true for this year's draft class, because that's where we're going in the first round. Best corner available. We have a top 10 pick, because obviously we traded out of the first round last year. It's at pick 6. It's a premium. I kind of want to kick it down the road again. It's not a particularly strong class as it relates to corners, which is where we want. We're actually getting 2 first-round picks from the Niners. Deal. To show you also the corner board, it's just not, there's just nothing there. It's an incredibly weak class. I didn't see anybody that would be higher than like a 71, 72, somewhere in that range. So, probably going to be in our best interest, honestly, at this point. Looking at the big board, Nothing's. You got running backs, bunch of this is a truly garbage draft. I'm just gonna trade out of it again. I know he's on the trade block. I'm curious. Just a little curious. Damn it! Oh, I had to try. Had to try. So at this point, I'm gonna just keep trying to accumulate 2026 first-round picks. I know this is a realistic rebuild, but you know, let me just at this point, we've already Super Bowl. We're playing with house money. We've already won the Super Bowl, so now let's just keep holding these first-round picks till there's like a clear generational player and go get them. That's kind of my thinking here. All right, step right up. Tennessee Titans, another first-round pick, kicking that can down the road. So trades, a lot of, a bunch of just getting out of there, man. We just got 2 best players available after kicking the can down the road. We still got a nice complimentary option behind Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Hudson. Big-time speed out of Penn State. Nice receiving back, too. More so for third downs. Second round, we got Jermaine Bond, hidden dev tight end from Notre Dame. Good receiver, brings some great athletic ability. Just as Darren Waller is getting up there in age just a little bit. So still getting our quota. 2 hidden depth players, and we're going to go into next year with a bunch of first-round picks. Let's just hope there's a clear and obvious generational player that we could trade up for that can make a difference and help us get our second Super Bowl. Year 3 defending our Super Bowl title, and offensively, a lot of depth, a lot of talent. Same team is running it back. Didn't lose anybody big to free agency. Defensively, could never find that third corner we were looking for, so there is a little bit of drop-off there, but that is the only weakness of this entire team. And it's just, hey, maybe we just don't run a lot of nickel. Maybe just run this base defense. We're going to make sure our specialists, I don't know why this keeps switching up, but we're going to put Jeff Simmons at D-tackle. We're going to put Rashawn Gary on the outside, and we are going to absolutely dominate here yet again this season. At our bye, year 3, defending our Super Bowl title, 6-4, sitting atop the AFC West with a close loss here week 10 against the Colts, where we had a weekly award winner, going to Devon Diablo. Cool. 10 tackles, 1 interception. Good for him. Continue his development. It was cool to see him go up to a superstar. But let's take a look at some contracts here. Didn't sign anybody in free agency, so we had some nice rollover. So we didn't have to sweat really re-signing any of our talent here. First up is Colton Miller at left tackle. We'll get him locked in for the remainder of the rebuild. It just feels weird not doing a Raiders rebuild where you prioritize special teams. That's just kind of always, the Raiders have always kind of had good special teams. Both of our guys are set to be free agents. It's a little bit of a flex that we have the cap to be able to do so. So we'll definitely come back to the table on AJ Cole. Let's keep them together. Get Dylan Power McGuard. That's like a reasonable contract if we can get him there. He's probably going to, cap out 83, 84. He wants more money, huh? The punter and the guard kind of being sticklers. Don't want to win another Super Bowl? Fine by me. Better luck elsewhere. At the end of year 3, we go 12-5 in AFC West title, our first of the rebuild. And maybe it's because we've done past Raiders videos with Derek Carr and stuff like that, but maybe it's just Derek Carr sucks. Because this Raiders playbook is ridiculous. Anthony Richardson, best passer. Josh Jacobs, best rusher. Josh Jacobs has been the best rusher for all 3 years, and Anthony Richardson has been top 5 for all 3 years. First in yards, third in touchdowns for Anthony Richardson. God, he's God. He's ridiculous. Josh Jacobs, ridiculous. Unstoppable combo. Devontae Adams, unstoppable. Renfro's been unstoppable. If you had to make an argument, it's Quentin Johnson. And even then, he fell in the first round maybe for a reason. He's been a solid role player for us on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, Bush and Diablo are very formidable in the inside. Get a whole lot of sacks. 23 sacks from Max Crosby. 13 from Jeff Simmons. 10.5 from Rashawn Gary. That is what we want to see. 4 picks for Byron Murphy. Literally all of our good players are playing like good players. Let's see what we got here. I want to see sacks. Where does that put Mr. Look at it. Anthony Richardson. Twice for passing yards. He's on the all-time list in a season. Twice. What do we got for sacks? I don't know. This rebuild could not have gone any better. Literally everything has gone our way outside of missing on one superstar corner. And if that's the worst thing that can happen, so be it. It happens. We got 9 first-round picks this year. We will survive. Anthony Richardson coming in 6 in the MVP race. Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Jacobs. What's that? His 3rd year. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year. We have Josh Jacobs, Running Back of the Year. We have Max Crosby, Linebacker of the Year. We're just ready to go, man. We're ready to go on another roll. We're ready to defend this Super Bowl title here in year 3. And first up, it is Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, a team that we've met in the playoffs already in this rebuild. We have their number 48-42, an all-time offensive classic. That overtime. Ooh. Maybe not what you want to see from Anthony Richardson, but did the job. We got the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson, AFC Championship game on the line. And it's just another 40 bomb. Copy paste. Control C. Control V. 42. Hopefully we cut down on the interceptions there for Anthony Richardson. Okay, literally he didn't do nothing. Maybe this is a second playoff game. Josh Jacobs has had 5 rushing touchdowns. It's a cheat code. We have somehow cracked the code on how to just have a ridiculous, like, hey, if you're doing a rebuild where you want to see running backs put up big numbers, Raiders. We're going back to the Super Bowl. 32-24. It's just, I'm almost getting yawning at this point. So one-sided. Let's win another Super Bowl. Let's win back-to-back, honestly. Let's just go win another one. It needs to be said, though, as good and as focal of a point that Anthony Richardson is in this video, Josh Jacobs has been as good, if not better. This has been, by the way, I was like, who else am I putting in this thumbnail with Anthony Richardson? Is it going to be Max Crosby? Is it going to be a free agency signing? Is it going to be Devontae? It's Josh. Josh Jacobs has earned the right to make the thumbnail here with Anthony Richardson. These guys have been a phenomenal 1-2 punch in this backfield, and it looks like we are going into a back-to-back Super Bowl. Looking for our second one. Up 13-3. Low-scoring game. A lot of money has been invested on the defensive side of the ball for us here in Vegas. And, 13 points, 16 points. Defense is doing their job. Haven't always done their job. And we got that turnover there. Quick 2 touchdowns. And the dynasty, we're not going to glow. We don't need to glow. We don't need to see the trophy ceremony again. That's our second. We're on to year 4, looking for 3 in a row. Anthony Richardson, when he had to play his best football, 447 yards, 4 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. We have 2 holes on our roster right now. Guard, starting guard, because we let Parham hit the open market. And corner 3, not really seeing a wise investment here at corner 3. And then unfortunately at guard, Zion Johnson, that's solid. Like, can we do better on the open market? You know what? Maybe not. How about this? We'll offer Zion Johnson here, former first-round pick on the Chargers. Should be able to land him. And we do. All right, we got Zion Johnson locked up. So that means we're going to the draft with a bunch of first-round picks. And we're either going to grab a corner or maybe a generational player if there's one that's there. So going into the draft, we have unreal ammunition. We could get any player that we want. And luckily, there looks to be a good corner. I don't know if he's generational. Got the C-man, A-catching B-zone, but he looks like he's going to be pretty good. Top 5. Anytime you get a top 5 talent corner, they generally tend to be like 75 at worst. Elite acceleration, elite jumping, elite speed. I'm gonna bite. We're gonna do what we have to trade up to get Cole Galloway. We have an absurd 4 first-round picks, so we're gonna offer 9, 10, and 32. Hopefully that's enough to the Houston Texans for the number 1 overall pick. It's gotta be enough, right? Yeah, and we still have pick 17 in the first round. Awesome. So with the first pick in the NFL draft, the Vegas Raiders select Cole Galloway, corner from Northwestern, hidden dev. We'll see the rating. I'm gonna guess 77. 77 hidden dev. That's my guess. Don't think he's gonna be like 83, 84, 85 generational. And we're just going BPA, best looking player available. Can always have more on the defensive line. Derek Nelson out of Penn State, 3 Bs and an A. Combine is solid. And he ends up at least pulling in a hidden dev. And for our draft recap, Cole Galloway. I said 77. He comes 79 hidden dev out of Northwestern. Dev trade can definitely help us out here a little bit, but this guy absolutely going to be able to hit the ground running in our secondary as an impact playmaker. Nelson, 73 normal dev. Not bad. Pick 17. I've had better value. I've had worse value, but I think he's going to be a nice scheme fit transitioning to a defensive end. Rest of the draft just kind of simmed it out, to be honest with you. We got a nice 70 overall linebacker in the 6th round. Will Shields out of North Dakota State. Great name. Wasn't that the name of a guard for the Chiefs back in the day? But it's all about the top end of the draft, using all that ammunition to finally find a nice-looking corner. Trying to make it 3 Super Bowls in a row. This is how our squad is shaping up. We have a brand new right guard here in Zion Johnson. Rest of the offense ready to run it back. Defensively, Same thing, running it back with all the proven, tried, tested, and true Super Bowl winning defense. Oh, and we just got an outstanding corner prospect that's going to be able to contribute right away and make some big-time plays. Expectations is a third straight Super Bowl and to continue this dynasty. Midway point of year 4, outstanding, undefeated, 7-0, sitting atop of the West. Let's look at some contracts here for players that we want for the full rebuild. We got Max Crosby up first, and this is a little bit of the benefit of the fact that we've not really spent big outside of one offseason, which we did spend a lot of money, but still, generally speaking, operating on the rookie contracts there, you know, we're laughing here. Why did we not? I'm an idiot. Literally the first mistake we've made in this whole rebuild. I sim passed. I thought it was automatic. I sim passed when you usually pay your quarterback, you pick up their fifth-year option. I guess we decided not to do that. Thought it was automatic. All right, we're gonna stop spending so much money until we can re-sign Anthony Richardson. Come on, game. Literally, I'm offering him like the max amount of money you could offer a player. He's hitting us with it. So we're gonna franchise tag him. That's how that's gonna work. So we gotta be a little bit conscientious with how we spend the remainder of our budget. Let's get JL Skinner locked in here. We'll give him a player-friendly deal. What is that tag gonna be, like 50 million bucks? So Carl Brooks, I mean, even that's still like a reasonable contract. See if we can get him to come back, which we did. I think we'll probably be smart here with the wide receivers. Might need to go a little bit budget at the wide receiver spot. Maybe budget on the offensive line. But we'll just hold off. We'll hold off, tag Anthony Richardson, and see what's left over. Can't believe it didn't pick up our fifth-year option automatically. This game sucks. So we finish year 4, AFC West champions yet again, and a tremendous opportunity to make it 3 straight Super Bowls. Josh Jacobs up there, Anthony Richardson, maybe the contract situation weighing on him a little bit. Not the usual S tier production from our offense, but it's still A+ in every sense of the word. Big years from all of the usual players. Defensively, Diablo and Bush, bunch of tackles, sacks, still pretty solid, all things considered. Maybe a little bit of slight dip here from Max Crosby, but still nice production there. I wasn't expecting him to continually like reset the all-time sack record, which he set last season. We're fine. MVP goes to CJ Stroud. Okay, seeing some success from that draft class. Interesting. Rest of the awards just kind of burning through to see if we have any Raiders. Joe Mixon knocks off Josh Jacobs. I think he's won it 3 straight years running back of the year. But we got a little bit of respect here from Joe Mixon. But we got to run the gauntlet again, man. We cannot buy a first-round buy. But we got the Jets here in the wild card. And we handle business, 34-10. We have another rematch from last year or 2 years ago. Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson, we handle business. Now it is time. Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, 2 elite quarterbacks from the 2023 draft class, meeting with the Super Bowl on the line, 38-23. We run it back after we stole the 49ers first-round pick in the draft, because that's just what we did. It is a rematch from last year's Super Bowl. Raiders, Niners, we're here to make it 3-0. We've definitely won 2 Super Bowls in a row here at Madden 23 in our rebuilds. But that man right there has a chance to make rebuild history. Better late than never here in Madden 23. I've never won 3 Super Bowls. I don't even know if I've won 3 Super Bowls in a rebuild, let alone 3 in a row. But this Josh Jacobs, Anthony Richardson combo has an opportunity to do so. We have an opportunity to win 4 if we could come back and do this all again here in year 5. We have him playing right now. No contract. It's in limbo. Literally, the only thing that went wrong was I forgot to pick up the 5th-year option. It should have been automatic, man. Come on. For all the things that are out there all done automatic, that couldn't be, as we are kicking the living shit out of the 49ers here. 28-9, 35-9. The dynasty is for real. You know what? We'll milk this one. We'll soak this one in, because I've never done this yet. 3 straight Super Bowl. Raiders, put the Raiders in that elite echelon of playbooks here in Madden 23. I wasn't giving them respect. I was sleeping on them. And anytime I talk about playbooks, I never seen anyone suggest the Raiders. This is insane. This is as good as I've seen for any playbook. Even with the, usual suspects. Bucks, Raiders, Saints, Cowboys. No one talked about the Raiders. Give them a respect right now. Brian Dawkins from the 04 championship. Quote, Anthony Richardson and what these guys have been able to build. Truly ridiculous. Truly outstanding. And it is time to run it back. Year number 5. Can we make it 4 straight Super Bowls? Or is Madden going to do classic Madden and we're probably not going to make the playoffs? Let's find out. As Anthony Richardson, back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, easy mode. We actually get one more opportunity to offer Anthony Richardson a contract. All right, you got 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 straight Super Bowls, $392 million. And he wants to go to free agency. All right, no chance. Franchise tag, 1 year, $49 million. We still have $34 million of available cap. Let's see if we can kind of keep Quentin Johnson in the building. We still got 23 to go out and sign at least one big name free agent, or maybe just keep Terrence Steele in the building. He's probably going to be the best tackle in the open market. This way we don't get in a bidding war. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll keep the talent here that we have. We'll get Muti as well. Might have a little issue paying the draft picks, but that's fine. We're going to run it back. We're getting that 4th Super Bowl. And just to show off our last first-round pick of the reel, just trying to go BPA, I got Earl Crocker here at linebacker. He'd kick inside for us. A-zone, B-tackle, elite speed, elite acceleration. Usually all the... Never mind. Draft I mean, he still was a decent pick. 72, normal dev. Wasn't what we're looking for. Not the flex that I was looking for. We did get another 70 linebacker in this draft. But hey, we're not looking for much here, man. Didn't need much through the draft. We're ready just to run it back. Here we go. 4 straight Super Bowls is the goal. I don't know. Can you digest this blueprint squad of like what you need to win a Super Bowl this many times? Like, did we solve the puzzle of how to get consistent results in Madden 23 franchise mode? You need an elite quarterback, an elite running back, 1 good wide receiver, and like some solid depth. You don't need an outstanding offensive line. You just need a really good offensive line. Defensively, yeah, helps having 290 edge rushers. But it's not like we have a bunch of X factors. Not like, you know, I've had better teams than this. We're an 88 overall. I've had many teams, 92, 93, 94, 95 overall. There's just something. There's something special about what we built here in Vegas. And in year 5, we kind of get, in terms of success, the one thing we've missed this whole time was a first-round bye. We got it. Another AFC West title going 14-3. The number 1 offense, number 3 defense. It's just, you know, I'm not going to say cheat code because we built a great team. Just more rebuilds should be like this. I don't know if that'd make them boring, but there's just sometimes you build special teams and like this is how they should perform. 45 touchdowns, 5,200 yards, Anthony Richardson. Another dominant year, Josh Jacobs, 1,600 rushing yards, 26 rushing touchdowns. Also chipped in with 3 and 3 there. 1,000 yards for Waller, 1,000 yards for Johnson, 14 and 15 for Devontae Adams. Just outstanding. Both linebackers tackle machines. Max Crosby back up there in sacks. Simmons and Gary, familiar faces. Byron Murphy, who's been outstanding. We're going to do this right now because I already know if we can go on and win a Super Bowl, we're probably going to go off in the sunset. Let's look at the career stats of all these players. Anthony Richardson has been truly spectacular. 5 years, 25,000 passing yards, 200 touchdowns, the 66 picks. Josh Jacobs sitting at year 8, completed 13,000 rushing yards, 151 touchdowns. Honestly, if we went till when Josh Jacobs retires on the pace that he's on, he's going to go down as the greatest running back of all time. Receiving, Devontae, it's tough to say because he did a lot of that with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, but he's been outstanding. He's been the best wide receiver in the league for this rebuild. Waller, 8,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. Quentin Johnson was a little disappointing, but I mean, he was a second-round flyer and was a serviceable rotational player. Defensively, Diablo was 700 tackles. Max Crosby, 93 TFLs, 112 sacks. Love it. Carl Brooks, value pick, turned into a superstar pass rusher for us. 60 TFLs, 35 sacks there for him. Byron Murphy, 23 interceptions. This is the one I wanted to kind of see because he did a lot of that damage with us. Not a whole lot of picks. 5 total with the Cardinals. Comes to us, 6 picks, 5 picks, 4 picks. Last year wasn't the best. 3 picks again. What a free agent signing he was in year 1. So you know, we could be one and done. This could end in a sour note. But a chance for our 4th Super Bowl. We had to just give respect where respect is due for how well this team is. Now we got Kansas City. We've actually done a pretty good job against them. And if you could just constantly handle the Chiefs in the playoffs, you know you truly have a juggernaut. We got the Ravens again. Can we make it? That's where it ends. We beat Baltimore, I feel like 3 times already in this rebuild in the playoffs. And the streak ends in the championship game. 3 straight Super Bowls, 4 straight AFC championship games. And Lamar Jackson is able to take down Richardson. Not actually a great showing at all for Anthony Richardson. Under 200 yards, 2 turnovers. Lamar played a clean game. Shout out to them, man. They got the job done. But just insane, man. I did this rebuild, just wanted to capitalize on my personal hype for how well Anthony Richardson played at his pro day. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, you could go to the Raiders. And this ended up being one of my favorite rebuilds we've done all year. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. You know, this video does have some draft themes. We're going to have mock drafts. We're going to have draft content on this channel and on More C4. So go subscribe to my second channel for, there's going to be a little bit more Eagles-specific content. But I do think I will be dropping some of my player rankings outside of my Patreon, which are going live this week. So you can, if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, my Patreon is a great way of doing so. That's usually where I post a lot of my more in-depth takes for the draft. But that'll do for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.